The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Psalm 23 is one of the most well-known and beloved passages in the Bible. This psalm is attributed to King David and is often recited in times of distress or need for reassurance. Its imagery of God as a shepherd provides a powerful metaphor for the kind of care and guidance that the divine offers to humanity. The psalm opens with the statement, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This declaration sets the tone for the entire passage, establishing a relationship of trust and dependence on God. A shepherd in ancient times was responsible for the safety and well-being of the sheep, which meant guiding them to good pasture, keeping them safe from predators, and tending to their needs. By likening God to a shepherd, the psalmist is expressing confidence that God will provide all that is necessary. The phrase, "I shall not want," suggests a life free from lack, where the shepherd meets all needs. As the psalm progresses, it describes the ways in which the shepherd provides for the sheep. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. The green pastures symbolize abundance and sustenance, suggesting a place where one's physical and spiritual needs are fully met. Still waters denote peace and tranquility, reflecting a state of calm and restfulness. This imagery implies not only that basic needs are fulfilled, but also that there is a deeper, more holistic provision involving tranquility and contentment. In the next line, "He restoreth my soul," the focus shifts to the spiritual and emotional aspects of care. The word restoreth suggests renewal and healing, implying that God revitalizes the inner self, rejuvenating and strengthening the believer's spirit. This restoration is an essential part of the shepherd's care, ensuring that the believer is not only physically provided for, but also emotionally and spiritually uplifted. The psalm continues with, "He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake." Here the shepherd guides the believer along the right moral and ethical paths. This guidance is not only for the benefit of the believer, but also brings honor to God's name, reflecting God's character and purpose. The journey on paths of righteousness implies a life led with integrity and moral clarity under the watchful guidance of the shepherd. One of the most profound assurances in this psalm is found in, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." This passage acknowledges the reality of life's dangers and fears, represented metaphorically as the valley of the shadow of death. Yet, even in the face of such daunting trials, there is an assurance of divine presence and protection. The rod and staff are tools a shepherd uses both to protect the sheep from danger and to guide them, symbolizing God's power and guidance in the darkest times. The psalm then shifts its imagery with, "Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over." Here the metaphor changes from shepherd to host, depicting God as one who provides a feast of abundance and celebration, even when surrounded by adversaries. This imagery further emphasizes God's generosity and the blessings bestowed upon the believer, suggesting a life overflowing with abundance. The mention of anointing the head with oil is significant, as it reflects hospitality and blessing, often associated with honor and joy. In the ancient Near East, anointing was a sign of being chosen and favored, and the image of the cup running over signifies an abundance that surpasses mere need, suggesting overwhelming divine generosity and provision. The psalm concludes with a powerful affirmation: "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This closing assures the believer of God's continual presence and blessing throughout life. Goodness and mercy are personified as faithful companions, pledging that they will accompany the believer perpetually, echoing the themes of constant care and kindness woven throughout the psalm. To dwell in the house of the Lord symbolizes an everlasting relationship with God, a place of belonging, security, and worship. Overall, Psalm 23 is a profound expression of faith and trust in God's provision, protection, and guidance. It illustrates an intimate and personal relationship in which the divine shepherd cares for and leads his people through all the circumstances of life, from serene pastures to dark valleys. This psalm reassures believers of the enduring presence and love of God, offering comfort in the face of life's trials and uncertainties, and an ultimate promise of eternal fellowship. The imagery of shepherd and sheep, host and honored guest, conveys security, abundance, and divine benevolence, making it a timeless source of solace and inspiration.